Okay, no intro because I'm pretty sure my subscription to StreamYard expired. It's not letting me do anything anymore.
Well, you
But
don't
they
have
were
any
charging.
intros?
Yeah, they won't let you play video clips anymore. I mean, I
Well,
could
look,
play it by screen sharing and then playing it or whatever. But
I'm going to share this out.
yeah, but because they were charging $40 a month, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Is this technically the Creative Bus?
Yeah, sure. This is like the spin-off. This is Secret Sports Talk with Per and Phil is also what it's called.
Should we talk about your big post today?
Yeah, and then Jake and Reenie's competing show that they launched. It's going to be at the same time on Thursdays.
Yeah.
It's called Inside Baseball. So they're
We
doing a
should,
sports related show as well.
yeah, but they don't talk about sports at all. They're just,
Yeah, because they don't know diddly about sports,
I,
but they
I
whinge
don't either.
on about inside baseball basically. So definitely show your support by watching our show instead of theirs. Our show, Secret Sports Talk with Phil and Pear. This is the first edition. Thanks for being here, everyone. And yes, so yeah, it's you and me. How are we even doing this? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, my freaking StreamYard subscription expired. Bunch of sning there.
I'm going to
Um,
tag Irene and Jake in this post at Solidarity.
yeah. So one thing we might do. Oh, but I do have Jake's in solidarity. I do have the link to his book in the description, so everyone check out. I think that's the only live campaign right now for creative block. And
What?
yours launches next week, right?
That's right. Yeah, I get. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, next week is a big Man with No Strings launch. It's going to kick off the summer. Oh, I guess the summer is here already. It's going to kick off my summer. So that's going to be awesome. I guess it will be on my channel after we launch on Bancrofts, who is streaming right now, I think. Hopefully he'll do a little raid. We appreciate it. And yeah, that's going to be big. Going to be going to print because we're going to be bringing those books to Heroes Con, which is coming up soon. But yes, go check out Carnal the Barbarian. Side quests, Bad Dragon. I haven't checked up on that in a while. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, sure. I'll pull it up too.
But yeah,
Blood,
we'll
sweat, and chrome.
see. We'll see if
So
Jake.
almost 8,000, 66 backers.
Ooh,
We
yeah,
could
let's
maybe
to
get to 69. We could maybe
69
get
would
to
be good,
8,000.
actually.
Yeah.
That would be top.
Indeed,
Yeah,
Rooney.
this is the cartooniest raunch fest you'll ever read. Well, you'll read this, this year. We'll see. So,
did you read what's the first one called? Raw Entry?
yeah, I haven't gotten it yet because I backed on Indiegogo, so mine's not here yet. I do have a proof copy, but I refuse to open it.
Yeah,
it's kept in
it's
pristine
worth money.
condition.
As soon as you open it, it's worthless, and it smells like Chinese farts. That's what they say.
Yeah,
those proof copies.
Yeah, it is. Whitefill summer is on its way. Lots of lined up stuff I can't talk about. It'll be it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good summer. We'll roll it into fall and then winter. I'm thinking that's the way it's gonna go this year.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about we should start doing is we should have royalty free music playing in the background for the intro.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah,
let me see if I can throw something on right now. We'll test it.
I'll say hi to the chat here. We got a Wolfler. What's up, man? It's good seeing you. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Alex, as always, he says he almost fell asleep. Dale A is here. I tweeted it out, Dale, so you can go check out my tweet. In absence of Jake and Irene, gone but not forgotten, and they will be missed for the night. And hopefully they're back next week. I mean, I haven't heard if they will or won't be here next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, they're doing their own show now, Inside Baseball. What
Yeah,
is?
will
That's why they're gone. They're planning it.
this is the week of planning.
Yeah,
We'll see if they show up in the chat.
they were like, "Sorry guys, we can't do the show this week. We're planning a new show without you guys. It's called Inside Baseball." And I was like, "Well, actually, me and Phil have our own show too. So it's called Outside. No, it's called Secret Sports Talk."
Yeah, Secret Sports Talk with your boys. We how Hiawatha's in the chat. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, is this an epic betrayal?
This is only medium betrayal because it's almost like a mutual betrayal, I guess. So. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna share with some music here in a second. It's got me. I can hear you guys. But Phil, let's do weeks real fast. What's one good thing about just you and me being here is we can.
I
Get through
can't
weeks
hear
really
any
fast.
music.
Yeah, I know. I gotta share it still.
Also, can you pin the link to the chat? You know how to do that? It's on YouTube.
Maybe.
You have to go to the YouTube channel.
Like,
I did tweet this out. Yeah, for this week, we're reverting back to the Creative Block name. You remember when we had a cool name like Creative Block?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm kind of. I want to revert. I'm kind of over. What Panel Breakers? Yeah. I told my mom that it was between Creative Block and Panel Breakers, and she was like, "Oh my god, Panel Breakers sounds just so bad." I was like, "Oh, God, that'll come up later." I talked to my mom about some writing stuff. She's
Ooh,
like,
that's cool.
"Yeah."
Is she a reader?
Not even really. I just like I give her all the context I can and tell her, and she's
Yeah.
super skeptical, and she doesn't really like almost anything I tell her.
Yeah.
And that makes me laugh, and then I'll end up kind of trying to sort of appease her taste, and it always improves it. So it's definitely
That's good. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Do you hear music now in the background?
No. Does anybody else?
Wait.
No.
So okay, hold on.
We do have the great Bogan Raid. Michael Bancrofticus is in the chat here. He was Michael. Did you get your drawing done? Did you complete your drawing? Let us know.
Now, if I do this, it might echo on you. But okay, now you can hear music probably. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Chat, can you hear it? And now, is there an echo when Phil?
Yes.
There is.
I just want to talk.
Yeah, because it lets you only share tab audio. So I can't. Yeah, I can either share the whole monitor audio. But yeah, maybe it's good for the intro. So picture this is going for the intro. This is even not really good royalty-free music, but. And then picture, and then the real show.
There we go. Yeah, what's it? We got a lot of people from the Bogan Ray. We got Jay Ryan in the chat. He says, "Boys' night." That's right. Jason's here from Unhinged Entertainment. What's up, Jason? I'll be seeing you at Heroes Con. Skip Edwards says he's not joining this. You have no choice, Skip. You're here. All right.
Yeah. 19 people here. Thanks for being here, everyone. How's it going? Alex, just so you know, by the way, I think because it's just two of us, it might go a little bit quicker. So the show will be like 90 minutes to 2 hours, just FYI for planning the old meme. If you're planning on doing that, you're also excused if you don't want to do that this week.
Yeah, this is Creative Block, aka the Ink Tankers. So you don't even need to do a meme if you don't want to. Secret Sports Ball Talk show.
Yeah.
Short creative bus. Yeah, that makes sense as well.
Yes. So tell me your week and then I'll tell you mine. Then we'll do some nugs and then we'll do the presentation, which is about, this is still a little bit of a normal structure show, I guess. Presentation about, because it's you and me, we can have maybe like a little more spitfire back and forth. I was thinking maybe I will pull back the curtain on some inside baseball
Cool.
type stuff.
Cool.
At that point, we'll warn people because it could be masturbatory in a good way for us, in a bad way for the audience. If you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I had a great week. I started off last week showing off the variant for issue 2 of The Man with No Strings. And that got a bunch of likes. Not as many as your likes, Pear. But check this out. This is the retro cover. I'm sure some of you have seen it already. Oliver's retro cover, colored by Doug Smith, and going along with the newsprint edition. A little horror aspect to this one. Super,
Yeah.
super fun. I can't wait to see it printed. I did some test prints on it, so the colors look good. I could already tell.
You know
Yeah.
what's cool about this image? This image could be a painting like from the 1800s or an N.C. Wyeth painting or whatever.
Yeah.
Even, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
it definitely has a whole story hidden in one image, which
Yeah.
is surprisingly hard to do and a lot of
Sweet.
fun when you see it. So yeah, it's a great makes a great cover too.
He knocked it out of the park on this. So cool. So I showed that off last week. Thank you guys for shouting it out, retweeting, liking. Appreciate that. Yeah, so this is launching next Thursday on Bancrofts before the Creative Block / Ink Tank Panel Breakers. And I guess that's going to be on my channel, so that'll be fun. I'll see if I could do, if I'm not lazy enough, I could do a trivia, set up some trivia for next week. We'll see. No promises. All right.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
What is it, like Star Wars trivia or just anything trivia?
We'll see. Maybe it's
Horror movies trivia, Zoomer
horror.
trivia, Zoomer knowledge, 6-7.
Maybe. Look,
Yeah,
we got
that's actually more alpha.
a rare appearance of Eric Weathers, our old buddy. What's up, Eric?
Yo,
Shout
what's up,
out,
everyone.
Good to see you. Yeah, so this is launching the 4th. Be there. It's gonna be awesome. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be showing off the new Wanted poster that we haven't shown yet. So that's gonna be a big thing when we show that off tomorrow. And then I had a Dopa meeting on Saturday. That was awesome. Super secret future comic project meeting.
Mysterious mass download of dopamine. Go.
Yeah, there was a mass download of dopamine, and that's going well.
Let the people's imaginations run wild. Whatever they think when they hear the actual news, it might be greater than what they guess. We'll say that too.
That's true. Yeah. It's going to be cool, though. A new secret project on the horizon, maybe closer than I even thought. And then, yeah, throughout the week, did another pass on the letters on this, sent it to our editor again, just to make sure I didn't mess anything up while editing it, like adding an extra letter that shouldn't be there. So basically, we finalized that. And even today, I got the cover for issue 3 that will be premiered in issue 2. So at the end of each issue, there's like coming soon is the next issue, and then we have the black and white cover. So everything's good. It's going to be premiered in there, and we should be rocking and rolling for Heroes Con. So next weekend, I'll be running off Heroes Con exclusives for this issue. Yeah, so I posted that, and then I tried to do your 4 image post, and it didn't work out.
Oh yeah. Did you do crop in? Is this cropped a little bit?
Well, this is everything here is cropped, but it's from one page. So that's like panel 1 of the page.
Yeah.
Panel 2, and so on.
You're just saying it didn't work out for getting like 500 likes.
Yeah, I didn't get 500 likes.
And maybe sometimes it has to be colored, I guess, is one other thing I think sometimes. Or sometimes it has to be like sketched, like unfinished. That will work. But yeah, I haven't reachieved those heights since, and I've had a few attempts. I've posted a couple where I kind of tried, and it did not. Maybe I'll get like 80 to 100, but the getting 500 or 800, I have not reachieved that yet.
Yeah, but I posted these little interiors. This page, I'm pretty sure this page will be fully shown on the campaign page. That's one of the 4 pages I have on there. But yes, high dopamine, low cortisol week, and I think that might be it. Oh, and also getting some sketch cards in. So we'll have some ready for the launch.
Cool.
Just Alex says, just zoom in on the crow. Oh yeah, I should have had him smoking a cigar. The crow.
Put a little cigarette in his beak.
Yeah, he's a little reoccurring character, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll
Give
be
him a
fun.
spin-off.
Oh
Fights
yeah,
pigeons.
do the cigar smoking crow. That could be cool. But yeah, that was basically my week. I read some comics as well, so that was cool.
Nice. Yeah, I've still just been reading Blam.
Oh yeah.
That manga
Mm-hmm.
from Nihei. I don't forget his first name, but yeah.
Are you gonna
I think
go
I does
see-
Tower Dungeon.
Are you gonna see the back rooms? It comes out this weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide to see it tomorrow or if I wait till next Tuesday. They have discount day and you save like $5, which isn't
Yeah.
that much. So maybe I'll just try and go tomorrow. I am kind of excited for that. I've been looking forward to it. Yeah, and we're in a little era. I wasn't sure, but yeah, the other director, Kurt Curry Baker is his name or something. He did Obsession. He was a YouTuber also. So there's
Yeah,
these,
dude, I kind of want to see that movie too.
yeah, and people are saying Obsession's supposedly a little bit better than Backrooms, but Backrooms is way more my jam. And I actually really like the Backrooms miniseries on YouTube that Kane Pixels did.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard the Obsession was directed by like a 23-year-old or something, 26.
Yeah, and Kane Pixels is like 20. The other guy, he might be 25, but maybe he's 23. Yeah, and so yeah, it's this kind of new Gen Z YouTuber pipeline to movie making money, and the movies are fun. Getting the youthful point of view, even if it is like, I don't know, but maybe it's cringy. Like actually, Obsession is like sort of commentary on relationships, and you're kind of like, oh, 23-year-old's perspective on relationships.
Yeah.
Curious. And like, but I actually think that's kind of a bonus almost. What do they say? A feature, not a bug almost, to get like, maybe there's a little immaturity in there that could actually be good, So,
yeah. Henry in the chat, the short bus is in full effect this week. We'll see how next week goes. And Alex Miller in the chat says, yo, Phil, looks like you get to see Eric Canetti. We were literally just talking about this before the show starts. See Eric Canetti twice these coming months at Heroes Con, then at Bell County Comic Con. I heard he has been busy since his Absolute Batman work. Yeah, he did like covers that just are dropping for every Absolute book. His Absolute Martian Manhunter cover is pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I
think he kind of pivoted from video game. He was like a video game concept guy for a long time. And there's a thing about that is if they do that, they have to sign NDAs and they can't post their art on the game, obviously. So people go dark. Like, like Alejandro Mirabel, he got hired by id Software and he worked on like Doom Infinite or whatever.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I feel like our boy made the big leagues kind of thing. But yeah, he just like doesn't post art anymore because he can't. So it's kind of weird. It's like he's making tons of art, all this great art. You see literally nothing of it.
Yeah.
But then with comics, yeah, that's a little bit more part of it is like a lot of art does get posted and come out.
That's crazy. Yeah, I started following Eric years ago when he would stream on Twitch all the time. He would just do draw streams on Twitch and in his very soft spoken voice, it was almost eerie watching him just interact with the chat while drawing. And then of course when he did Arc Athena, but yeah, I know he did comics in the 90s as well. And then he worked in animation on Aeon Flux when that was in a cartoon on MTV. And then, yeah, a lot of concept work. I have a really good buddy who's a video game concept artist, and he posts almost no art on his Instagram now because he works at Tripwire in Georgia, and I think he's a lead concept guy. But once like a project is finished, then he'll post stuff that he did for it,
Mm-hmm. KSS says, are you a young James Coburn? Remember, I've pointed that out in the past.
People say that? You think so?
Yeah. And you've seen like the movies he's in, right? Have you seen A Fistful of Dynamite and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Also known as Duck You Sucker.
Yeah, yeah. You know another one that he's in that's awesome? Oh shit, what's this called? It's called Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. 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 It's the one with Bob Dylan. The chat might know. It has knock knock knocking on heaven's door with Slim Pickens wandering into the desert dying because he just got blasted. And Bob Dylan
Oh,
stars in the movie in a
I've never seen
mostly
that.
not talking role. He plays a knife thrower musician guy. James Coburn's in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can remember everything about it except the name right now. Yeah, yeah,
Billy.
it's Billy the Kid, but it's called something else. It's called Billy the Kid and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, Billy the Kid and Bob Dylan.
No, that's close though. Uh, yeah, but
Yeah, I gotta
Ki-
watch that. I
it's
mean, no, I'm not a.
Coburn's. You got to see that movie. It's Coburn's character. He doesn't play Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid is played by the country singer who's in Blade when he's way older. What's that guy's name? Chat, help me out. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid is the movie.
Oh,
The
okay,
chat's
Bill.
helping me. Okay, assistant.
Pat Garrett. Who's the country singer that's in
And
Blade?
he's the guy who sings the song Me and Billy McGee or whatever. He's like, freedom ain't worth nothing that much, nothing being alone. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. You know what I'm talking about? The best song ever written, but I can't
I'm
think of
not
the lyrics
a
right now.
country
Chris
music guy.
Christopherson, KSS.
Oh, he's a singer.
Yeah, so young Chris Christopherson plays Billy the Kid. He's amazing in it.
What?
James
I got to
Coburn.
see this. I love that guy. He was Whistler.
Yeah, yeah,
He,
yeah.
R.I.P.
In Blade,
He
yeah.
passed. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
great in Blade, dude. I love Whistler.
yeah, it's funny. Chris Christopherson, he's like in handful of like epic movies that are super kind of famous and good, and then he's in like just this and that, and then he's in Blade in the '90s, and so I'm like, what was his career? It's a weird career trajectory kind of thing, but
Great name too, Chris Christopherson.
yeah, but he was like a famous country singer up there with Willie Nelson, and they all hung out and stuff, and
I didn't know
yeah, he's kind of one of those bros. They all wrote really good lyrics.
that. James Colburn, famously a student of Bruce Lee,
Oh, okay, yeah.
trained
Yeah,
together.
you know who else? The super tall Laker. I can't think of his name right now.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, yeah, Kareem Abdul. Yes. Okay, so should I do my week real fast?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead, do your week.
Yeah. So I went biking with my brother. You know, I my bike had got stolen, but I got another one that I've just been biking around. But I have kind of the nice downhill bike that I can only go with my brother. Usually I'll do that because I don't have my bike rack installed yet, which is in my garage. I need to call U-Haul and get I actually need to do that like next week. I've actually put that off for like a year, which is like
Yeah.
because I just haven't done it. But as soon as I get my bike rack, I can go mountain biking myself if I want to. But the trailhead's only like 5 minutes away to get to the road to go up. And then there's just like insane trails. And you kind of just bike on low gear all the way to the top. So it might take a couple hours to get to the top.
Oof.
Maybe a little less, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. And then, yeah, then you get down in like 20 minutes. So it's a lot of work for just a little bit of zooming and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
one of the funner things that's possible on Earth almost, I think, is like the mountain biking. Partly because I think it's kind of you might just be going like 50, even if you're going 15, you can go sometimes like 25, but if you're going like, yeah, say you're going 25 on these little trails with like narrow with trees zooming by, it actually literally feels like 200 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah, because everything's so close.
Yeah, and it is like dangerous and like people do die. So you get massive adrenaline.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a step down from the crazy adrenaline junkies who die, like human squirrel, whatever, jumping off cliffs. and shit.
Skydiving, yeah.
Yeah, it's not on that level, but it's like in that same category almost. So yeah, so did that, and that was really fun. That was kind of like the second half of my birthday weekend, really.
Nice.
That saw some friends, saw my nephews and stuff, niece and nephew, and then yeah, and then I don't know. Then I was just been working a little bit,
Mhm.
and that's one thing we might talk about eventually. I want to talk about my banging my head against the wall this week with some writing, and I want to like relay the thought process to you. And like, yeah, if we go on any tangents, but it's a lot of like identifying problems that are like dead ends almost, and then deciding what to do, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of thinking power, and but I feel like when you get over those hurdles, you have like a eureka moment, epiphany, and then it's kind of like mountain biking. You're just drudging up the hill for 2 hours, and then you have a
Yeah,
breakthrough, and it's like going downhill for 20 minutes.
you're right. You know what else it is too? It's a little bit like chasing the dragon. Like it's a dopamine thing, and if you go a day and you don't get, I used to call it like cracking the story, or you get the crack or whatever, and then and then it's downhill from there. And yeah, that feeling is good. You get a little dopamine, but if you don't get that, if you're denied that, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Spurs in OKC, it's going to game 7. I actually haven't looked. If anyone wants to look, because I started this with the fourth quarter, they were up 30 with like
Ooh.
10 minutes to go. So unless complete disaster struck, which I almost guarantee didn't happen, the Spurs won. So now the series is tied 3-3. Oklahoma City are absolute villains, just the worst pieces of shit of all time. I hate them so much. They just flop on everything. They're the worst floppers. They get trained to flop.
Damn.
And so that's kind of why you hate him. And then, but Wembanyama on the Spurs, he's 7'6". It feels like cheating. He's so tall. So I kind of hate him. And so I hate them both, but I hate the
Yeah.
OKC more. But I can't look away. And I'm just so rooting for the power of my hatred is like so strong that I am so entertained. Like it's one of the better basketball. Like I'm very happy with this basketball, even though I hate both teams because I hate the Oklahoma City so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So game 7 is on Saturday. So I'm kind of excited about that. We'll see who wins. It'll be like a little mini history because people kind of say the West Coast Finals is the finals almost because they're the best team, but then they get to play the Knicks and it's fun. I'm definitely gonna be rooting for the Knicks no matter what, even though they're totally underdogs. I'm worried they might get swept. But you never know. But they aren't as good as the Spurs or Oklahoma City, it feels like.
That's exciting. Are you doing any more gambling on them or no?
No, next year I'll put another bet in for whoever to win the championship. I'm kind of feeling next year. I'm feeling Indiana because Indiana made the finals last year, but then their
Yeah.
star got injured, and this whole year he was out the entire year. He didn't even play, but he'll be back next year. So they'll
Okay.
kind of have their team back together, and I'm like, maybe they'll go again. And with him too, uh, he his Achilles tendon got busted, and I see him like 9 months later, and he got jacked. He was super skinny, but then he kind of looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which
Oh,
is
hell
almost
yeah.
like not a basketball body. But I was like, shit, I don't know. Maybe he's going to be like the new Shaquille O'Neal. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm definitely betting on him. But then I saw him 3 months after that, and he was super fat. All his muscle had turned to fat. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, I got shoot, what's it the one that you can get if you get chicken pox, but then later in life you can get
Shingles.
yeah, he's like, I got shingles, and then there was some complication with the shingles that made it worse or whatever, and he was taking
Damn.
medication, and the medication made him fat, is what he said. And he hadn't got better yet. He was really depressed and bummed. And so I'm like, shoot, I hope you get your act together by the fall so I can put my bet on you, buddy. But yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We got some more people in the chat. We got Jaro here. What's up, Jaro?
What is all this
Steve?
basketball talk? I told you this is secret sports talk with Per
Yeah.
and Phil. This is literally a secret sports talk because we
Mhm.
don't talk about it other than what we do when you pop in.
Yeah, hang
That's
around,
what we do.
Jaro.
Yeah.
Hang around.
Basketball unlocks lots of fun human psychology, behavioral tendencies that are
We
fun
got
to look at.
statistical zero in the chat. What's up, man? And Alex did have a question for me. He says, "Do you do signings of books at cons?" I was thinking of bringing my Man with No Strings issue 0 to Bell Comic Con. Yeah, definitely bring it out, man. I will sign it up for you. That'll be awesome. Excited to see you there. That'll be good.
Cool. All right. I might do some nugs. Do you got any nugs or anything? Anything you
Yeah,
want?
I do have a nug, but you could do yours first if you want.
I'm gonna just go through my bookmarks, and there was a few that were sweet and a few that were, and we'll fire them kind of fast. But one was Tom Hardy supposedly getting fired off Mobland, and then all these rumors that he is super late on set and that he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And the big one is with the movie Fury Road, where they said he didn't get along with Charlize Theron. And when I heard that story, I was always siding with Tom Hardy. I was like, oh, she's probably a bitch. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Who could blame him? Am I right?
Yeah. But then you kind of come to find out, you're like, oh no, it was Tom Hardy who was a dick. She was mad at him because he was never coming to set on time and staying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
The
I
man's
guess
gotta sleep.
he even said when the movie came out, he's like, I owe the director, who I can't think of his name right now either, but he says, I owe the director an apology because the movie's awesome, but when we were making it, I thought it was going to suck, so I wasn't trying very hard. Something like that.
George Miller, right?
Yeah, George Miller. Which is funny because you kind of look at it as that's a little bit not exactly what he said. I think the other thing he kind of said, he said he didn't know what the movie was, and
What?
it's kind of in his defense. He was almost like George Miller didn't even like communicate well what it was, so he
Yeah.
didn't know what George Miller needed from him and what he was supposed to do, and that was really frustrating to him that he didn't. And he gives an interesting performance, like he's kind of quiet. He doesn't say much,
Right. Yeah.
but it is like pretty sweet. He's awesome in it, and Charlize Theron's good in it too. That's a
She is.
rare case where they have good chemistry on screen. They're both good, give great performances, and nobody likes them in real life, and they don't like each other, and then the movie's still good.
Yeah. I gotta watch that again. It was enjoyable.
Yeah. Yes. Have you seen this commercial? We can.
No.
He smokes marijuana.
Think again. Think marijuana is harmless?
He smokes marijuana and then he like imagines.
Oh, he's
leaning back.
imagining limboing.
Yeah, but he limbos into a whatever a wood chipper.
Yeah, wood chipper. Yeah.
And then Roger Avery, who goes, best commercial of all time. I want to know who the director is. And then this says, this is actually AI. It's just a parody. It's not. But what's funny is he is the AI guy. Like he's a little self-anointed, but so he got one-shotted by this.
Damn.
But
yeah.
he is the AI guy. Like he loves AI. So he's following his instincts and his bliss. He's got a little eye for it without even knowing it that he likes AI. There was some other AI thing that he like. Oh yeah, they announced that Stan Lee, they signed like an AI deal with him so he can be an AI actor now.
Yeah.
And of course, you could imagine there's huge backlash or like nobody likes this news.
Yeah.
And then Roger Avery comments underneath it, Excelsior.
Yeah, what's up, PC?
So there are some pro AI people out there, which is funny. Just funny to see him. We've talked about it in the past, but he's making Paradise Lost with AI. And the other thing is with AI, apparently it actually is getting used, and a lot of people are very secretive about it. And then people are paranoid. They're trying to suss it out if it's being used.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, Roger Avery, there's some of these companies, they're like, no, it's not. We aren't even going to be secret about it. So I'm like, it might be. I'm like, if it just looks like a regular movie and then like, yeah, some of the special effects are AI instead of whatever, like 3D animation.
CGI, yeah.
Yeah, like that could be fine. That could look cool or whatever. Yeah, and here, this was a page from a manga I pulled out, but he goes, you smoke? And he's smoking and he blows it and he goes, oh, this? It's laced with drugs. Which I was like, sometimes I see manga out of context and I'm like, oh, manga is so much better than American comics. Why can't we do this? But I don't know if someone actually changed the letters or if that's the real comic. But that is really funny to me. Like that, I feel like that's actually really good writing because it's really funny. Like
it is funny, yeah.
It's hard to explain why it's funny, but yeah. And then this, did you guys see this? I wish we had the actual meme of her.
No, what is this about?
So when there's a shooting at the White House, see if I can, hopefully there's like footage of it further down. Okay. Yeah, this is her in the middle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's a big meme now.
Yeah. And
what is that?
Yeah. So gunshots fire and she turns and makes that face and says, what is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Uh-huh.
What is that? Yeah, and she was getting roasted, and maybe just a little, like, what's the percentage? Maybe 20% like hatefully roasted, 80% lovingly roasted. I think she's really pretty. I noticed. So I was kind of like I was like, she's the new Elisa Liu. She's great. I love her. But then I was actually thinking that reaction isn't even that weird. I was thinking, I don't know, like if you hear gunshots and you go, what is that? Because the question could kind of mean like, I know it's gunshots, but what is that? Like, why is someone shooting? But maybe she didn't even mean it that way.
No, she didn't know.
Yeah.
Bless her heart, I say. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's lovely. And it's nice to not know what gunshots sound like. And it's nice to not like be a coward. She wasn't a coward. She was very brave.
She must have not been in DC for long, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, so then she gets memed to like high heaven. She was the meme of the week. A lot of it is really funny because they green screen, so it's her. They just put something behind her.
Yeah.
And it's her going, good. What is that? What is that? And yeah, so then she does like this, and she says, I'm glad I could take one for the team with NBC SNL on summer break. Thanks for the memes, internet. Hope you'll stick around for the reporting.
Hey.
So, yeah, very
rolling with the punches.
Very charming. She's the new Elisa Liu. She's so great. Elisa Liu's dead to me. I like this lady.
Yeah. At least I bet this chick wasn't made in a lab, you know?
Yeah. That's true. I'm kind of, Elisa Liu, everyone forgot her like 1 week later. So maybe she wasn't as cool as we thought.
She's probably a psyop.
Yeah. But this lady, I want this meme to last another month, but it sadly probably won't. It will only last a week. And there may be a backlash. Like maybe she will get more hate somehow if the meme continues for longer than it's welcome or whatever.
I remember that book, The Caterpillar.
Yeah. So let me read this real fast. So this lady says, instead of getting the hungry caterpillar for my children, I got a butterfly as patient. Why? Because children deserve beauty rather than ugliness. It nourishes their spirit in a healthy way. Ugly art is junk food poison for your children. You were told to get the hungry caterpillar. Does she say more?
What?
By an insalubrious culture. Resist. Get your children books that depict nature in its true resplendent beauty in anatomically correct images that will help them identify things like caterpillars and butterflies in the real world. This is what they deserve. Let the blobby artists starve on their own egos.
Oof.
So then, I'll show you. So here's the hungry caterpillar. Here's a butterfly's patient, whatever. Damn. I feel like you guys can guess my point of view probably, but I think it's that a lot of people had the reaction, but you kind of feel like this feels like a right-wing thing to me, although obviously not all right-wing. A lot of people get it. A lot of right-wingers get art, but the ones that don't get art, they say like beauty over, blah, blah, blah. But it's like abstract. Similar to if you showed, it was in one of the tweets I say, but I don't know if we talked about it, but it's the guy who squirts paint all over like ketchup and mustard on the canvas.
Yeah. Pollock.
Yeah. Pollock. And yeah, a lot of people will say like, fuck this guy, show me like classical art. I mean, it's like exact same argument, except in that one, I think people can swallow a lot more. And maybe you have a point. I don't know if and there's ways it's apples to oranges, but even that one because I was thinking like, you know what? I like that Jackson Pollock stuff. I actually think it looks cool. I think he's a good artist.
Well, and I'm pretty sure Jackson Pollock was a psyop.
Yeah.
Like there's factual evidence that he was a psyop to manipulate market and probably spy on the Russians or some shit.
Yeah, sometimes it's like they are just flexing to see if they can even do it. They're like, can we get people to even like this? But so I don't know. I still feel like I like it though. But then the very hungry caterpillar. I'm gonna see what the chat's saying too. But yeah, like I feel like this is beautiful art, and this is like just okay, really. But it's funny, the lady, it's like it's inverted. Like the right's kind of very nervous about inverted world, upside down world.
Yeah.
Satanic, blah, blah, blah. But it's weird because she's using all this language of like beauty. It's all this right-wing language, like beauty over ugliness. Yeah, we get it, whatever.
You also resist,
Yeah, that's a left-wing word a little bit more.
I mean, the abstraction of art shows the level entry of creativity and imagination to young people. I think the Caterpillar picture and art style is inherently appealing to the youth and your inner creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. And Stat says he's laughing all the way to the bank. That's true. But yeah, like speaking of psyops, like this almost
Yeah.
feels like a psyop, like to like
Yeah.
be like, no, like this, not this. Like this is like, yeah, like every kid would naturally love this for some reason.
Yeah, like that you sell to a kid, and the other one my grandmother would buy,
Yeah, yeah.
because she likes butterflies.
Yeah, so what if this lady said, if it's more truthful, she's like, buy your kids grandmother art and not children's art, because as an experiment, I think we should, yeah, like introduce them to grandmother art at a younger age. And I think the children's art is not developmental. But yeah, like if you put both these books in the room and put a kid in the middle and see where they go, they would definitely naturally go to the Hungry Caterpillar. And that's a fun, like, basic truth, is like almost like biological, like again, like kind of a right wing argument, like boys like trucks, girls like dolls, girls like to cook, they like to play baby, boys like toy guns, and yeah, maybe they can kind of enjoy the other, but you don't need to force it. This feels like a forcing kind of thing. This feels
Yeah.
like trans shit to me a little bit. This feels like, make your little girl play with boys' guns and make your little boy play with dresses,
Dolls.
because we need to fight. Yeah, like their basic children instincts are incorrect, and we need to seek a higher power of beauty, or yeah, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Blah,
I
blah, blah.
think you need to understand that youthful creativity to then evolve and appreciate the anatomical reality of beauty. But check this
Yeah.
out. Here, back to the Pollock thing. Here is the psyop role in Jackson Pollock. So CIA's role during during the Cold War, the CIA actively promoted abstract expressionism abroad as a soft power propaganda against Soviet socialist realism. Abstract art symbolized American freedom. So the CIA secretly funded exhibitions and tours and institutions like the Museum of Modern Art through fronts such as the Congress for Cultural Freedom. They operated as on a long leash, funding at a distance, so artists like Pollock and others, also Pollock and de Kooning, which is another artist, I guess, they were mostly unaware of this funding, though, but they got it. So they were funding
yeah.
them at a distance.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because that you could imagine the CIA, if they're fighting an uphill battle, they could be painting themselves into a corner if they're like, oh shit, we're backing the wrong horse. We backed ugliness against beauty, is like how it's framed today by the right wing. And I feel like they they might have chose the right horse though. Like it won, and like in general, America won over Russia with all that informational war. And then so they picked abstract art over realism, and they won. But maybe it's because of other things. Yeah. Shoot, I was gonna say one other thing. Oh yeah, so Robert Warshaw, that book I'm reading, he said that something kind of crazy. He said that that it's kind of like a America versus Russia thing after World War II, is we were both representing a kind of new solution a little bit with governments. And so we were fighting over whose solution was better, which is like communism or American capitalism kind of thing. And so because it's new, quote unquote, the way it was measured was happiness. So who can be more happy? Whose solution can make you more happy? And so all art was happiness based in America because it was part of the propaganda of fighting Russia, basically.
Yeah.
And that was like just kind of interesting. But then I was like, well, did Russia do that too? I kind of don't know what they did, because you imagine them not being happy. But so maybe they didn't get that memo, or maybe they were also like, yes, yeah, communism, number one thing, we're gonna, it's gonna be good for everyone. Like in their language, it's a little bit like that. It's a little bit like,
Hmm.
we're gonna, everyone's gonna get their share. No more laying at the bottom. Like the opposite of it, what he says came before is like caste system slash where you're kind of like resigned to your fate, like feudal
Yeah, yeah.
monarchy slash caste system like India. Then you
Mhm.
don't have this happiness race where it's not measured, the solutions aren't measured in happiness. But the way it affected art, and it's not even like a negative thing really, but um it's kind of a blind spot too, because it's hard for us to imagine an actual like sad ending, because a lot of the tragedies like Scarface even or something, it's kind of like inevitable that he dies, and in a way it's almost like a good ending because it gives a nice little bow tie.
Romeo and
Uh,
Juliet.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, even that one, it's, I think he's almost talking about like, yeah, like there is art in movies kind of where actually I saw a movie the other day and I really didn't like it, but it's a horror movie where a guy and a girl kind of barely survive against these teenagers, and then the guy ends up getting caught and tortured to death by the teenagers. Then the girl barely escapes, but escapes kind of into town, goes to a house, but it's the teenager's parents' house. They kind of catch on to what she's up to, but she's like injured. She wants them to call the cops. They won't. They kind of figure out who she is. The teenagers come home, and the parents decide to kill her too to protect the teenagers. And then that's the end of the movie.
Brutal.
So it's like, no, it's not even close to like a satisfying ending as far as like,
Yeah.
and I kind of hated it. And yeah, it's like we're not used to that kind of movie. That was
Doesn't
actually
sound
a
great.
British movie too. Like that
Oh,
would give,
interesting.
and horror movies are more open to like that. But I'm trying to think like something kind of like that, like Evil Dead has that kind of ending sometimes where he gets screwed in the end, so it's not a
Yeah.
happy ending, but it's like hilarious and it makes you laugh and you're like, haha, like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
like I think there's one where he sleeps too long, like he gets to finally go back to time travel back to the present. But he's like, "No, I slept too long, you bastards." And then like the credits run.
I like the poignant endings, that have
Yeah.
weight to them. Drag Me to Hell. Yeah, that was a great ending.
Yeah. And even that one is like it's like a punchline, so it's got a little joy
Yeah.
to it. But yeah, I don't know. But that's a good movie.
But this is a nug for my nug. This is something that made me happy. Did you see this? Kelsey Shannon is back, and he says, look at this. Look at these words. Sneak peek at 2 books coming later this year.
Cool. But why does it say 2? Where's the other one?
The other one is right here. It was a post with 2 images. Yeah, so he's got this one. And which I remember, this is a chick or design he had in Shank originally. So, but he's saying
is it
there
a
too.
spinoff?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a spinoff or it's its own series now. And then, of course, you have the iconic Shank with crazy. These are just like ancillary characters that have so much design to them. So cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Full painted, like think digital, but he's been doing traditional painting, which is awesome. It's all looking really good. And he kind of showed a picture of the sketchbooks of scribbles.
Yes, another huge thing.
That's the thing I'm the most excited about, because I backed that and I was actually kind of pissed that it was so delayed.
Yeah.
And I really looking forward to it, because I think Kelsey's sketches, you actually can, I know I can learn something from it. So I'm really looking forward to like poring over those sketches and doing some studies and taking it all in kind of.
Yeah, just his gesture work that's in there. And he's got a bunch of layouts for covers in there. I've seen a lot of the interior work on this. And he even has some Shank concept art, which I'm super excited about. And that's awesome. Like the best news all year is this getting fulfilled and him coming out with Shank. It's gonna be badass. Cool. It's gonna be so. He did another, all these paintings. If you guys, I'm sure you're following him, but look at this, another Shank character, Hazmat Come on.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
sweet.
Yeah,
I
it's like
know.
almost.
Did
He
he
has,
say it's gouache painting? I can't remember if he was saying.
yeah, this is gouache. He's
Yeah.
got a gouache painting, so he's just pumping out like 1 or 2 of these a day and posting them. Yeah, so me too, Eric. So happy to see Kelsey back with a vengeance. He's bringing his game here, and I can't wait to see more work from him this year. It'd be sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Little nug.
Yeah. Nice. Some good nugs there. Here, this is random, but this is Will Ferrell and Chad Smith. Chad Smith is like the drummer for like Red Hot Chili Peppers, maybe. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you're right.
Look at him. I can't tell which is which. Like, okay, I actually now I do know.
It is odd. It's like how Epstein looks like Palm Beach Pete,
Yeah.
So I wish we could see them both in the same room at the same time, but
Yeah.
who
And
knows where
like
Epstein is.
it is fun. This is kind of fun to me because it's the kind of the most I've ever seen. Like you definitely the way human genetics work, like with phenotypes and stuff, is like there are like types. Like you look kind of like James Coburn. When you're older, you might like we'll be like, damn, you got
I hope
James
so. I hope
Coburn.
my hair goes all white like his.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And I haven't found like the guy who's a lot like me with the actual like phenotype of the face.
Mhm.
You know who I was thinking it might be? It's like the one brown-haired, chubby, semi-chubby guy from Dawson's Creek. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I've never
I've
seen the
always
show.
thought he was in the Mighty Ducks. He was like the lead in the Mighty Ducks. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, like that guy kind of looks like me, maybe, but I don't know. It's hard for me. It's hard for us to find our own one. But and then sometimes it's like they might look kind of alike. Sometimes it'd be kind of close. This is the closest I've ever seen it, which is a lot of fun because it confirms. Because I had a little bit of a hang up with old stories. There's a lot of old stories about this, like Tale of Two Cities. Have you ever heard that the Charles Dickens story?
Yeah.
And it's about two guys that look identical but aren't brothers and how they do a switcheroo, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then there's like the Man in the Iron Mask, which I think they're actually twins in that one.
Trading
there's-
Places.
Yeah, and there's Prince and the Pauper.
not
Every
Trading
Prince and the
Places.
Pauper story, Trading Places is like that.
Is that
Yeah, but they
Trading
do all these stories. Go ahead.
Oh, Parent Trap.
Is the Parent Trap like that?
Isn't that with Lindsay Lohan where she's, one of them's rich and the other one's, is that the same thing?
No, that's different. That's where they're trying to get the mom and dad to hook up.
are they
Oh, you're right.
twins?
Yeah, because they somehow look the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we look the same. We should get our parents to hook up. They find out they just inbreed.
Are they sisters? I don't remember.
Yeah, then they have a third sister and she's like deformed. That's a sequel.
Yeah.
Or they're long lost twins, I guess. But
yeah, and then their sister. Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the Olsen twins. My bad.
I was on a random stream a couple weeks ago and someone was saying how much they loved this movie from the 90s called A Little Princess. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this?
No.
I remember that movie. I remember my mom liked it. And like, yeah, I remember girls liked it. But this
Yeah.
person was saying how much they loved it. They were a little girl and they loved it, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of want to watch it now because it is like, we're reevaluating some of these 90s movies and we're like, oh, we had it good and we didn't even know it. Like
Yeah.
90s movies are like masterpieces compared to modern movies.
Mhm.
And a little princess. Like the thing the person was saying is like this is kind of a tangent, but it's loosely related to like little girls and movies about little girls or whatever. But there's a nun. It's like this orphan girl. They think her dad's dead. You find out her dad isn't dead by the end of the story. Not really a spoiler. I don't think it's like part of the story, but so the dad's gone. So she has to live at this like orphanage run by this woman who I don't know if she's a nun or whatever, but she's this head woman. And they say she's like one of the worst bad guys of all time. One of the best, worst bad guys of all time.
Yeah.
And and this little girl's children's story by like Disney or whatever. I'm like, ooh, I want to see
I never
this.
heard of that.
I want to a little research. I want to see how they write a terrible, terrible woman.
Yeah.
And you can kind of imagine, yeah. But that's like a thing, yeah. Like how bad can you make your bad guys? That obviously will always help your story. Yeah, Teachy says a little princess. Yes, little princess. I'm pretty sure it's called Little Princess. Because I get some of those mixed up. There's a couple different ones. There's one called A Secret Garden, It's a little girl movie. My mom loved that one.
I've heard of that one, I think.
There'd be ones like my mom would try and get me and my brother into them, and we weren't into the little girl movies much.
I like Matilda. That's a classic. 90s
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah. You know what one we had that was funny is my uncle was a VHS like goes up and down the Pacific Northwest delivering VHS to different video rental stores.
Sure, yeah.
And then so when one would break, they'd give it to him. And so he had all these broken VHSs, and then he would give some of them to us.
Yeah.
And one of the ones he gave us was Mrs. Doubtfire. And I
Classic.
think that might have been the first PG-13 movie I ever saw or something. But that was like, we watched that movie like 500 times, but the ending broke. So we never saw the ending.
Really?
Yeah, we never knew how it ended because it would just start getting fuzzy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we watched like Mrs. Doubtfire like 500 times.
Mrs. Doubtfire is great.
Me and my brother, yeah. And that's a
Great
fun
one.
90s movie. I kind of want to rewatch it. I haven't seen it like 30 years or something. But
Yeah, I think that was the first time I realized what a voice actor was.
yeah, it starts as a fun opening because he's voice acting the cartoon.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, dude, guys do voices for cartoons. I want to do that. I want to be funny and make cartoons. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. People are trying to like retroactively attack Robin Williams now too. And it's pissing me off.
Really?
I'm blocking people on Twitter trying to. I saw
What's up
one
with
tweet.
what's up with that?
Well, I know. I just saw a tweet. This guy's like, few know this, but Robin Williams was actually really unlikable in the 90s. No one liked him and he wasn't that funny, but most people forgot this. And that's a certain type of tweet, like an engagement bait tweet maybe. But they even use that format. They say like, few people, many forgot, but blah, 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 blah. Could be written by AI even, whatever. I blocked that person right away.
Yeah, that's a good block. He was probably like top 10 comedic actor during the 90s. Like he was on top of the world. He was getting gigs all the time. Hook, you guys ever see Hook?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hook's amazing. Jumanji. I want to rewatch
my
Jumanji, but I
God.
feel like that's awesome.
Jumanji's great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jumanji in
And-
so long. It's a good one.
Yeah. And then I feel like I have good memories of him in what's the one with Matt Damon where he's a smart guy and he's a psychiatrist? Good Will Hunting.
Dead
Like-
Poets Society.
Yeah, Dead Poet Society. Dead Poet Society is a little weird because it's like, yeah, it has a weird suicide in it that
Does it?
feels weird. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
it feels like a plot convenient suicide to me, and I was like, that's
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, Aladdin? Come on, Aladdin.
yeah, Aladdin. Yeah,
He was great. Yeah, and he was an ally. He dressed up like a woman in Mrs. Doubtfire.
yeah.
So
His stand up was funny too. People trying to attack his stand up, but his stand up was funny. You got to be in the mood for it because he's very high
Yeah.
energy.
he was huge. They're just downplaying him now that he's gone. I watched this documentary recently about this crazy woman who thought she was God and like reincarnated. And she said that she got visions of the future from the ghost of Robin Williams.
Nice.
So it's a good documentary. She's dead though. She drank too much alcohol and silver, and then her skin turned blue, and she died.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up. It's called.
You know what that
Love-
reminds me
Love
of?
Wins.
During COVID, I was in Portland with my mom, and we go into a gas station right in the middle of the city. It's run by really fat redneck lady.
Cool.
And yeah, and the redneck lady, really kind of trashy too. And
Yeah.
we're waiting in line, and she's talking with someone in the front, and she's like, yeah, I told him, don't tell me what to do. I won't wear a mask just because you say. I'll do
Mhm.
what I want. This is America, freedom. And so then we buy our stuff and we go out, and I was like, see, Mom, that lady said everything correct. It's everything you're supposed to say. I agree with her. She's awesome. And my mom's like, yeah, but she's fat white trash. Like it's a bummer. Like the fit smart people are all wearing masks, and then the fat white trash are like not. This is at least true in Portland or like in Washington or something. And so it's like, yeah, the people you want on your side aren't on your side, and then the people you don't want on your side are all on your side. That happened even I walk into Walmart, same exact thing. It was a guy, same like line. The guy's like, I just tell him, don't tell me what to do. I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. But he was a little white trashy.
Yeah, I think it just might be the area, you know? The
Yeah.
area you're in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So quick update on this guy, Brian Johnson. Remember we did an update on him a few months ago. Do you remember? He's the guy who wants to live forever, and he's doing everything in his power with millions of dollars to try and live forever.
Oh, I thought he was the singer of AC/DC.
No. So this is a different guy. So this guy, apparently he wears a umbrella because he can't have UV hit his skin ever, no matter what.
What?
So anywhere he goes, he wears an umbrella. This is him. He doesn't look like he's like 45. He looks 45. Like it's not working what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he's doing all this stuff. It's a hilarious story to follow him. Him and Clavicular, similar but different, but those are the two fun retards to watch or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a thing with him though that we missed it. We didn't talk about it when it happened, but he posted like I don't know what you'd call it, but it was like his girlfriend like goes to the gynecologist. They give back like a report on her vagina biome, and
Nice.
it says she's in the top 99th percent as far as like a healthy vagina. And he posts that on Twitter, and he's like, "Yep, my girlfriend's in the top 99% of healthy vagina." So
You raise a ecosystem in there.
yeah. So he's like bragging about that, and he's like, "Yep, I'll be able to live forever because her super clean coochie is like satisfying to my needs or whatever as a man who like will wear a
brag about it, why don't you?
Yeah, so he got roasted for that, but it's like kind of hilarious. Like I don't know if he's autistic or what his deal is, but it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, well, his elbow's getting straight up hit by the rays right there. I got a bunch of sun on my arm today, and it's all pink. You guys can't tell because of my camera, but it might peel. I need to get some aloe on my arm.
Yeah. KS says, yeah, this is that argument to the extreme too. Because yeah, it's like burn the candle at both ends, live life to the fullest, and if you die young, so be it. Like that's one thing, but yeah, you're like, yeah, but don't die at like 40. Don't like party, and yeah, sure, you had a great life, but you died at 40. It's like find a little balance in there, try and make it to 80 if you can. I don't know. But yeah, this guy's like, no, we're going for 120, 200, whatever but it's not, feels like it's not working. Yep. Here's the lady. She's laughing about the memes.
Oh, that's her, huh?
Yeah, she's pretty. Russell Crowe being cool to a crowd, but I don't know if this is really nugget worthy, but it's cool. He's being like strict to the crowd. They want signatures.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't come in on me. Don't come in with me. I will leave if you guys come in on me. I will come to you. One signature each, blah, blah, blah. And it was good.
And then he started, yeah. People were trying to make it out like he was badgering the crowd, and they cut out the part where he signed everything.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. Yeah, it was cool. And he actually did have to respond to that. He's like, fake news. Everyone got their signature and everything went smooth. It's because I controlled the situation or whatever. Yeah. All right, let me read this. I don't really remember this. So this is Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary says Steve Jobs killed a 12 million customer research plan because customers didn't know what they wanted. Steve Jobs would make people cry in the boardroom. He's just a savage. The woman running Oregon Trail wanted 12 million research budget to find out the top 5 changes from teachers, and he just ripped her into her unbelievably nasty. I said, Steve, you sound like such an asshole. Maybe we should listen to the market. He said, the only market that matters to you is me. I'm paying the bills. Shut up and go do the work.
That's Mr. Sunshine, right?
Yeah. So I do remember what the reason I put this aside is if it's an era, a populist era or an elite era. This is a little theory I got. I'll go over it kind of fast because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But this is Teachy. Was asking a little bit about who hurt me. This is a little bit like up that alley of that discussion. But I feel like in 2026, populism was super righteous and it was awesome.
Mhm.
But there are eras in throughout history where populism, they're like idiots, and the elites are actually the super righteous ones. And I think Steve Jobs was a very righteous elite. And then if you cut to like 20 years later, if he would have lived long enough, he would have been like corrupted. He might have been like, I'm still right. You do what I say. And then they're
Yeah.
like, we don't want iPhone 30, Steve Jobs. F you. You did all this stuff. We don't want it. He's like, you don't know what you want. I know what you want. Like,
Yeah.
no, seriously, we're telling you, stop doing this. And then, yeah, then all of a sudden, yeah, they are the righteous ones. I feel like it's like a sine wave. So ebbs and flows, goes in time. You can kind of try and guess in any era what's going on and where you might fit in that. And maybe it might change between like different facets or whatever. But this is kind of a thing like in comics. Obviously, it was a huge thing in 2016. Very righteous era for populists, for the people saying, what the hell are you guys doing? The elites being like, you don't know what you want, but they totally sucked. Now, eventually, I feel like there would be an era where the elites are right, but I don't even know if we're there yet. Actually, part of it is they're still doing 2016 stuff. It's funny. Do you see Dark Horse unionized?
Yeah.
And there was another story similar where I was like, damn, it still feels like, oh yeah, DC, there's like a group that's like trying to boycott DC because there's no black superhero right now in a mainline DC book. And
Yeah.
so they want to boycott until that. And yeah, someone had commented and they're like, you know, if you're shoehorning in the race stuff, it's never goes well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's weird because I know that Static Shock just joined the Titans. The new issue is Static joining the Titans. And then in Absolute Batman, Barbara Gordon is black, and it seems like they're inching towards her becoming Batgirl in
Yeah.
Absolute Batman. So just people whining about stuff they don't know anything about because they're not on the covers or they're not the main title of the book because they don't read, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And so an example of just a little one I can think of, they're still kind of hard to think of, but an example where I think the elites were correct, and that's a hot button word, but you can kind of imagine it's almost like artist audience, you could say, or something like that.
Yeah.
But it would be with George Miller with Furiosa. That was a thing where kind of like people were like, oh, it's another girl boss movie. Don't watch it. I don't want to watch it. We're sick of girl boss stuff.
Yeah.
George Miller's like, you should watch it. It's not girl boss. And they're like, no, we don't want to watch it. He's like, you might like it. They're like, no, we don't want to watch it. And then that movie was like, not girl boss. He was right. Like, it's not. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. So that's like a little example.
It's a
But
great
the
name.
one thing I was thinking is like sometimes if you can imagine, like, here's another example: Tale of Two Cities, for example.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, that one thing it does that's really fun is it really makes fun of the French Revolution, and I haven't seen that much ever, other than in that story where like it makes the revolutionists look like idiots, like they're stupid. So in that case, that could be like a populist versus elite thing. Yeah, like the elites, the people that are getting kicked out of the city because of the revolution, they're the good guys. The revolutionists are absolute retard idiots and ruining everything they touch. And it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's kind of refreshing because you're like, oh, that's funny. They're actually making fun of the people instead of the elites. Like that. I haven't seen that. I'm so used to making fun of the elites. But so I'm like, yeah, what era would it make sense if you could do that? And
Yeah.
so, yeah, you could think of like, okay, yeah, obviously making fun of like Matt Damon, whatever. It's also funny. It's definitely good stuff. But it's hard. It is kind of hard even now to imagine making fun of like the people, I guess. But there comes a time when, yeah, you can make fun of the people and it's like refreshing. You're like, the people need to be taken down a peg.
Sounding a little elitist there, Pear.
Yeah. Well, I'm projecting into the future when it might be when
When we're elite, right?
when it may come a time.
When we become all elite.
Yeah. Yeah. I wrote a comic that makes fun of simps, kind of. It's like OnlyFans girls, an OnlyFans girl convention where the simps kind of, it forms tribal warfare. So they side with different girls
Yeah.
and they kind of lead the tribes. And then the men that go to the convention war with each other.
Did this come out?
No, I was trying to draw it in the background. I never have time. So it just sits there, but it's going to be a double feature with another one that's kind of fun that a friend of mine is drawing. Manto, I think, Mistress Manto on Twitter. Follow him if you haven't. He's a good guy. But I think he's drawing. I'm behind on mine. I think he might be behind on his. But his is fun too. It's about a uncontacted cannibal tribe. Like, what is that island called? The Cannibal Island.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Madagascar.
Yeah. But it's an uncontacted cannibal tribe. They do end up getting like brought into the fold of society slightly, and they start to get gentrified.
Papua New Guinea. I just thought.
Yeah, like, so this is like Papua New Guinea. So this is like 60 years in the future or something. And they've been brought into the fold of society. They're starting to get gentrified. And one of the things that's happened that they've been brought into like polite society is they don't eat people anymore, but it's still part of their culture that they kind of honor. So they remember it or whatever. But
Yeah.
they built a theme park, a cannibal themed theme park that white people like to go to. And then you get to eat, only this woman goes, but she's really disappointed because you just eat like cake that's shaped like people. They won't let you actually eat people.
Is it cake? Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah.
great
And
reference.
she's like, I just want to like have an authentic cannibal experience. That's what I thought I paid for. And then it's just like a theme park. It's been totally like flanderized or whatever. And then there's a guy who works there who's from that tribe, and his grandfather or his great grandfather maybe was like an actual cannibal. And he's
Yeah.
like, man, my great grandfather actually ate people. He was so badass. No one around here like does anything like that. It's such bullshit here. And so he meets her, and she's like, man, I just want to eat people. He's like, yeah, I just want to eat people too. And they kind of like bond or whatever, and then some stuff happens. But
It's a love story.
yeah, so that like those two go together. They're both kind of like not politically correct ish. They're like just kind of like satire or whatever. I tried to think of a third one. I couldn't think of it. I was like, man, it's hard to think of like satire. But
Well, your hotel story kind of makes fun of simps
yeah,
because like all the zombies that get hypnotized, they turn into simps and start want to kiss everybody.
oh yeah. There's some of that, and they kind of look up to the speech lady, Mallory.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she has kind of like some of that stuff going on. Yes. Okay, what about this? This is footage of. It says Michael Keaton and Tim Burton can't decide how Batman should talk on the phone, and he's just like, "How do I even
Never
do
done
it?"
this. You ever see when you're not out doing this?
He's like, "I've never done it. Like, how would Batman do it? How would he talk on the phone?" And yeah, and then Tim Burton is like, I think it might be cool if you just do it normal. Just do it normal. And that's how they end up doing it. But
That's
they go
pretty
all over
funny.
the place.
Look at that suit.
Yeah. And the line at the end, yeah, what does he say? Does he bring me some antiseptic ointment, would you? That's what he talks to Alfred. Yeah, that movie's cool.
Classic movie.
Here's the guy with his girlfriend with the 99% vagina biome, Brian
All right,
Johnson.
cool.
He says, I'm meeting Kate's parents for the first time. Do you think they'll like me? I'm flying 17 hours. She's from Australia, and international travel increases aging, but I really love her, so it's worth the cost.
Wow, that's beautiful.
He kind of looks like he's got his own little zone in here, too. He's like, don't breathe on me.
Yeah, it's walled off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's one, I don't know if this is more beating a dead horse, but real fast. This makes me laugh. This is a Europe if we didn't have world wars. And here's all this imagery, I think this is a psyop kind of. I think
Yeah.
right wing's been trained to like see this and think they like it. So, sorry if this is controversial or hot take. And then this guy, I don't know, is his deal, but he goes, "Whoo, dodged a bullet."
Dodged a bullet.
And I was like, you know what? I think that's a hilarious, slightly outside the box take. And the idea that, so I don't know if I believe this, but the idea that war, like, like pruning a tree kind of thing.
You're not
It's-
beating the how do you say your name? Per Führer. You're not beating the Per Führer accusations from the chat here. Like culling a field, burning down a field, and then it grows back stronger.
yeah.
Pruning
Yeah.
a tree.
But like life, civilization, destruction, conquering. I've been really, I'll throw you guys a bone. I've been really pro-colonial lately. I'm super pro-colonial. I think that's like, but I actually think pro-colonial, it's like a classic right-wing thing-ish. It's great. I love it. It's a little bit open bordersy. It's a little similar to open borders in a funny way. So it's like left and right there. But but yeah, like this churning of destruction and rebuilding civilizations, and the strongest winning and spreading their ideas. Like, I love this. And you can imagine if like something stagnated, we kind of wouldn't want it. Like the weird deep, I don't know if people have like, is there like a very subtle little revulsion to this kind of stuff where it feels
I'm
old,
just
it feels
not
stupid.
smart enough to understand the references and how this is different than anything,
Yeah. Well, this is just like Rome or whatever. It's like, Roman architecture.
But yeah, I don't want to be thrown in the camps with Irene and Jake, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying you better agree with Führer Per.
Also, Führer Per is very difficult to say, or Per Führer.
Per Führer. It's like the Roger. And that one.
Persolini, that has a ring to it.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, that is something we can skip some of this.
You skip Nabingo Tamingo, whatever her name is.
Yeah, we talked about it so much last week. we're at this point, we're kind of just waiting for it to come out. I have one point. I was thinking, if Christopher Nolan, for casting, if he saw like if he saw a bunch of women of all races and chose Lupita Nyong'o, that's way better than if he saw 5 black actresses and chose Lupita Nyong'o. You know what I mean? Or if he just saw Lupita Nyong'o and chose her, then it definitely supports the idea that it is a DEI thing. But I was like, if there's like 100 DEI things and it makes us super sensitive to it, still feels like in the 90s DEI stuff happened and we didn't care. We kind of liked it even. And like 5 to 10 of those 100 DEI things are probably 90s style. They're probably just like accidental. Nobody thought about it too much. It's finally probably okay. Maybe. It's probably fine. And this could be one of those, maybe. You never know. But you got to see if that's like a little bit of a perspective on it, where I would definitely
I
would definitely be raising the alarm.
I'm not
myself if so then with the Backrooms coming out tomorrow, people have been saying they think Kane Pixels might have had a ghost director helping him because he's just 20 years old.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying this is not true. Whatever. I think maybe it's a little gray area, whatever. But what he said is, this is actually all true. They don't tell you this, but 96% of all movies released in North America and Europe are actually directed by the same person. They call him the older gentleman. He has had all of Hollywood in a chokehold for decades now. They might make you sign over. Shoot, I scrolled down. I lost it.
Sign over your intellectual property.
They make you sign over your intellectual property, life rights, and genetic information to him when you enter the industry. He loves movies, which is fun. That's a fun way to roll with the punches. That's hilarious.
That is fun. He posted that himself?
Yeah.
That's
and
fun.
Then, I wonder if he gets, someone should accuse him of someone ghost tweeting that. That'd be hilarious.
The older gentleman wrote that tweet.
Yeah. I almost want to do that, but I don't know if I want the heat. But so then people in the comments too, which is funny, is like this concept has actually been in 2 movies that I know, that it's kind of in the comments confirmed. Pretty much just 2. Like it's not like 10, not
Yeah.
1, but one of them is Under the Silver Lake. Have you seen that movie?
No.
That's a cool movie about Hollywood, but in that one, it's actually the music industry. But he meets the older gentleman who writes. He's called the songwriter, and he wrote all the songs, like the CIA songs. He wrote them all. And it's a weird scene. It's awesome, super like it definitely gets like horror-ish in this weird way of like, yeah, is he like a god or something, or
Yeah.
he's like a being or whatever. Then the other one is Mulholland Drive. Have you seen Mulholland Drive?
No.
Mulholland Drive is a lot of fun too. That could be one that, as Creative Block the Foursome, we should all try and watch sometime and talk about.
Yeah, my buddy, I have a buddy who's a film nut, and he went to school for film, and that's like his favorite film.
Oh, cool. Yeah, they say that one, it kind of makes lists of like, I think it came out in like 2001 or something. A lot of people say it's the best movie of this century. And yeah, like I think like a lot of lists it makes that, and you can be like, yeah, you can make that list for sure. But it has a guy named the Cowboy in it, and it's the same exact thing. You watch it, and you're like, this guy, he's like a being. It's not like he's an alien. It's not like
He's
he's
a
necessarily
force.
godlike power, but he's like a being. He's maybe like a demon,
Yeah.
but and yeah, he like runs things in Hollywood, and it's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So keep scrolling. Harambe
Oh.
died this 20 years ago or whatever.
20 years ago, was it?
No, 15 maybe.
I don't know. I feel like 12 years ago, 10. It wasn't 15.
Did he die in like 2014? So it'd be 12.
No, it's got to be like 2017, 2018, no?
No, it was like before Trump. He died in like 2013, 2012. I feel like 2013, I'll say.
2016.
Oh,
wait.
Chi says 2016. Okay.
Yeah, 2016, May 28th.
So it's the 10-year anniversary of Harambe.
Told you. There you go.
I believe it.
Yeah, I want to know what Harambe knew that they didn't want out.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since he died, things hit the fan.
Yeah, he was trying to tell the kid what was actually going down. They got him.
Yeah. Yeah, so this Bleeding Cool says DC Blackout. DC Comics fan boycott launches after 1,200 days without DC Comics publishing an ongoing DC Universe comic book with a black lead character. People with Issues account I follow. He says
DC Blackout.
twisting DC's arm until they push out a comic with a black lead is a great way to force them to publish a derivative black superhero book that no one is going to buy. DC does have black characters who deserve their own books, but it has to come from consumer demand. Yeah, and from like natural creative energy and stuff. Yeah, like, but you can.
They just did a special that was, what were they called? It was like History of DC Comics, and it was a whole, I think, double-sized issue. It seemed like it was maybe 32 or 48 pages telling the origin of Milestone Comics, which is all the black heroes, Static, Icon, and the rest of them. But I saw it on the shelf when I was at Free Comic Book Day. It was one of those History of the DC Comics, and it's just like the whole origin of that. So I mean, it's not an ongoing series, but it was a one shot.
Tichi says righteous elites got rid of Harambe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, they got Pride coming up next week, so they can't overshadow that.
Yeah. They're stealing the thunder.
Yeah,
It's
come
not
on.
the time. Yeah,
DC's
and
so white.
yeah, real quick with the Dark Horse unionizing. There's it might be good if we had like the visuals because there's a lot of visuals that go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's everything you would think. It was so 2016 though. They said a new commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, a new commitment to blah 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 blah. I'm like, I remember reading all this in 2016.
Yeah.
And I saw the photo of everyone at DC who had done it. They fill a giant room. I don't know if it's like 50, 60 people. They all have bracelets, so you can't see what the bracelet says. They all have shirts where the Dark Horse logo got turned into a gay horse. It's like becomes a rainbow. So it's a rainbow gay horse instead of the dark horse now.
Here you go.
And-
I got it right here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Workers
Yeah, and
United.
also I saw someone that I follow also posted this side by side with the Antifa logo, right? It's the flag, or it's multiple flags, like the black flag with the red flag behind it as well.
Yeah.
Like this, the outline. So they're Dark Horse Workers United.
So, but it looks like maybe a little bit of like what do you do if you're so they show the photo of everyone. They're all white except for there's 2 Asians, but they're all white. A lot of women that look with the mentally ill haircut or whatever. And then there's some older white dudes and stuff, but yeah, you somewhere in there you're like there's got to be some like people that a little more normal, maybe they're not super into this, and they obviously get. I'm like, what do you do? I guess you have to sign it and agree, or do they like you? Then you become a what's it like? You get a stigma against you in the workplace, and they kind of try and force you out and fire you over time. They get you
Right.
with a war of attrition or whatever, or you like get kind of bullied into just going along with it. But I was kind of fantasizing that I'd be the guy to be like, I'm not signing that, and then just see.
Is that this picture?
Yes, that is.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah,
Mike Richardson.
but they got everyone to do it. You know
Shout
what I mean?
out.
Like there was nobody who dissented. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I don't know. They have 3 days. They're now owned by a large conglomerate corporation that is like a video game company, right? Like now they're
yeah,
a media
with
company.
a new CEO. Yeah, which seems like they don't like that in the company. They were not into that.
But yeah, or so it's either there's one more day, I think, for a response. I don't know if there has been a response yet. And it's either they're gonna officialize the union, or they'll have to fire all these guys, or they'll just stop working if they don't agree with it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
be,
Like what? Yeah, because you said June 2nd he has to respond,
yeah.
and so yeah, what'll happen? During COVID, the local Burger King at the town I was living in the town I grew up in, I'm one town over now, so it was another town over, but the workers at that Burger King formed a little mini union and made a demand for more pay because they didn't want to work during COVID, so they wanted like hazard pay. And
Yeah.
and it was like 10, so like 10 workers did this. And the owner fired them all and shut down the restaurant for COVID. So that restaurant was just closed for 2 years.
Yeah.
Instead of like, paying them more. But I'm like, like, what if freaking Dark Horse does that? That would be, it sounds like one of their big demands is they are mad that they have to go back into work because they were allowed to work remotely.
Yeah, let's see. I think Grumps states it here. Our work environment and publication titles should foster an inclusive atmosphere. Equity. We must collectively address each other's individual needs and work to reduce systemic inequality. Solidarity. We are strongest together. We stand together. Transparency. We are committed to safety and approachability in our work environment through clear communication and fellowship. Maybe it's in here. The looming uncertainty of recent layoffs, wage hiring freeze, change of leadership and power. This is their stores that they ran, the comic shops. Emergence of artificial intelligence and return to in-office policies, despite their economic impact on employees. have fueled the organization collectively address our concerns. Yeah, so probably this happened with a lot of corporations. I have a lot of people I know that work in the gaming industry, and during COVID, everybody just started working from home. Even testers, they would get test kits that they would take home and play games at home, send in bugs over the computer. So even since then, there's been a lower rate of in-house people going into work. So now people are, these guys are used to that at Dark Horse, and the new owners are probably like, we want to see you guys here. We want to know you're clocking in and doing work and clocking out, and you're getting paid appropriately for your time here at work. And now people are like, oh, we can't because the world is different, and us driving in is going to have us use more gas money, and we can't afford that.
Yeah. They're like, don't you care about global warming? We're heating up the world when we drive into work. Stop sending us in. You know, the thing with the diversity is, yeah, they worded it slightly less militant crazy. As in 2016, it was straight up anti-white. But
Yeah.
this one, yeah, the word diversity I just kind of associate. I'm like, you're all white. You all need to give up your jobs if you care about diversity. Literally give your spot to someone
if you're dying on that hill.
if you feel that way. Yeah.
So yeah, this is crazy, kind of out of nowhere. I know the biggest thing from before this announcement is Dark Horse was trying to branch out now that they have a new owner, and Mike Richardson is gone, which he's been over there for 40 years. He created Dark Horse. Now they want to take the IPs that they do have stake in and try to, visit more like animated series, video games, multimedia, make it into more of a multimedia company than it already was. So this is probably slowing them down a little bit, having to figure this out by June 3rd.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it could be a fresh start. What's weird is you kind of need networks. Like, say if you're like a CEO, say you're like the romanticized autistic CEO. Like, wasn't there the story we covered where he fired the human resources department? Did we cover that last week?
I'm not sure. Did we? I don't remember.
Yeah, I was talking about somewhere else, but there was some CEO for a company. He just fired all of human resources and deleted that department for his company.
Wow. Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Kind of a white pill. It was really fun. And yeah, sure enough, it helps. The company doesn't hurt it. All human resources does is hurt it. So I'm like, that's kind of like why CEOs get paid. If you picture, you can kind of picture a bad CEO as an idiot, bumbling idiot, whatever. Or you can picture a good CEO where they're really smart. They're really socially attuned where they can almost read minds. They can shake hands and look you in the eye and like make a connection, kind of like their life has like led them to this. They were like the best at anything they did their whole life. These really smart, cool CEOs, and that you can bring them in if they want to bring something to the table. And imagine that at Dark Horse. And if the guy's like, yeah, you're telling me we can get out the cancer and they're going to do it for us. Yeah, let's take that deal. But there is a problem of like, okay, do you just shut it down like the Burger King in my old town? Or do you replace these people? Because the second you got to replace them, you're like, okay, we actually do need networks. Okay, what networks do we use? They all network with each other, and the only network is this like weird diversity network.
Yeah, what if this happens? Now they're like, oh, we're going to lose 60 people working in-house here. We don't have any backups. We're from the gaming industry, so we don't have a stable network in the comic industry. All right, we're going to fire everybody. We're hiring Mike Richardson back on so he could use all of his contacts to hire people that he's known over the years and continue working. Maybe we don't publish things for the next 4 months while we get everything sorted back out, or hopefully they probably have those titles already made and hopefully could run some stuff out, while they take time to recoup, but that would be crazy.
Yeah. I think that's what they'd have to do is like, it's a weird problem to have like it's like Trump forming his cabinet or whatever. It's like, who do you trust, kind of, and but it's even like on our level. If you're trying to make a comic and build a team for a comic, it's like, yeah, who do you know? Say you're just starting, you don't even know that many people,
Right.
and yeah, someone has a great portfolio. You hire them, and then they just never turn in art, and they take the money. You're like, well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
It's a learning process. And just
yeah,
like you said, you just have to grow your cabinet of trustworthy people that you could rely on. And that just takes time,
yeah.
KSSS says Mike Richardson is gone. Does he get to keep the mask? I highly doubt it. I know he owned the mask, but also owned Dark Horse for a long time. I would imagine when he sold the company, that IP went with it as well.
Yeah.
He's probably vacationing in Maui or something.
Yeah, he got massive money. I don't know if
Yeah.
he'd come back. But yeah, that would be like the move that if we're like fantasizing about something to get excited and like would be kind of fun to think of like what's the actual best case scenario? It would be like almost like even like kind of random, but who's the guy who does that Deadpool? He's super famous. I just can't think of his name right now.
Rob Liefeld.
Yeah. Like what is it? I know not everyone likes Rob Liefeld and he has an unfulfilled crowdfunder, I guess, but
Yeah.
for example, yeah, what if they're just like Rob Liefeld, and even sometimes I feel like even going old is not even the best move. Like if you could go young, that would be really fun. That's what's kind of fun about what's happening with movies. It's kind of some of this young blood coming in.
Right.
Young blood. But yeah, imagine if they just hire Robert Liefeld. They're like, hire your friends. Let's just get it going quickly here. Get some stuff that is not weirdly self-destructive.
Yeah.
But you know, with
yeah.
well, so I heard a Dark Horse editor talk at the local convention I went to recently,
Yeah.
and she was saying stuff like, she's like, well, we have new ownership, and so we have a new focus on like doing not as niche stuff. We want to do broader market stuff. We want to our books to sell. She was kind of using that kind of language. I was like, this all sounds like you're saying the right thing to me for and again, like this could be of that argument of who is righteous, the elites or the audience, but this is definitely more in the realm of like when you're kind of been corrupted, the back to basics approach of like, yeah, you need to like look at the market and you need to uh put out things that people want. And if you're doing that a lot, yeah, then maybe you could in theory try to give people stuff they don't even know they want yet. Like
Right.
that's fun. That's like a fantasy of many an artist. But if you're doing that to like these niche audiences, your company's floundering. And yeah, and even had one little like email with an editor, same Dark Horse editor, and I asked him kind of the same question of like, what's new with the new ownership? And uh he said, yeah, we're just refocusing on the market, is what he said. So
Yeah.
this is all the stuff they were saying. And then they do this though.
Right. And
Which
this
is like, we
is a
want to
big
keep
monkey
doing our
wrench.
niche stuff. We want to keep doing our niche stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a big monkey wrench, and how, as an executive or CEO or showrunner of anything, how could you see this and be like, all right, we're going to give this all to you workers, but are we going to get harder work out of you? Are these books going to sell more? Are they going to be better than ever because now you're satisfied with these conditions? In my opinion, it's giving, I mean, put my metaphorical CEO hat on it. If you give them the rope, they're going to keep pulling on it. So the next time something happens, they're going to go on. And that's what happens with unions. They go on strike because they see that the situation isn't as great as it could be for them. So they're going to keep asking for more. So yeah, it's really like your socialism versus capitalism thing, where is this the crew that's going to give you the best comics every month on time, best editorial work, or is it time to find some new people that are going to act, because they're just going to keep taking more of that slack that you're giving them.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, a little back to basics thing too is that's nice about like capitalism or about comics when it can be simplified of like it's a job, and your job, you don't need to make masterpieces. Like these are comics. Like all you got to do is put out a couple a month, and they can't be shit.
And it's corporate comics too. And I mean,
Yeah.
Dark Horse does have a lot of creator-owned stuff, and those creators that are making creator-owned products that are putting their heart and soul into this, they're not salary creators. They're not the ones that are going to be a part of the union. They're the what do you call it? Freelance workers that have a creator-owned contract with Dark Horse, and their work is of quality because they're putting their heart and soul into it. These guys seemingly, I mean, I don't know every detail, but these guys are like the salary editors, the guys who might do trade dressing, I would imagine, the ones that are updating their website and putting in orders. And you need hardworking people like that as well. But it's a red flag for high ups of the company being like, all right, if we give in here, how much are we getting back for this?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Kind of curious. There's that, and there's the mayor election right around then too in LA with Spencer Pratt. I'm rooting for him a lot. We'll see if like the 2016 Harambe like reality going different directions. And if he gets elected mayor, that's a really, really fun, positive thing.
Yeah.
If Dark Horse gets a complete rebuild from the bottom, that would be kind of awesome. Sorry, Dark Horse.
It's crazy that it's like they were pivoting, and then now they just got leg swept out from underneath them, and they're like, well, we have the another thing I meant to say is like, this is kind of, I mean, it's like, it's obviously an ultimatum, but it's also like kind of blackmail, where it's like, oh, we're gonna we better get this, and if we're not, we're all walking. It's not technically it's similar to that, but it's an ultimatum, which is never, how do you keep that relationship with your company? It's like, oh, you guys aren't cool anymore, we're going to keep you on, but now I have resentment towards you because you put me in this situation.
It's weird.
Build up of animosity when something like this happens. Jay Ryan points out, Janet the receptionist shouldn't have any say on the content on the books they publish.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe maybe she's part of it. I don't know Janet personally, but
yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to wait a week, I guess, and see.
Yeah, stay tuned. Next week we'll hopefully talk about it. We'll be able to hear. It'll be the day after this all goes down.
Yeah. Cool. So we could kind of wrap up, or we could talk a little bit about my woes with writing Percival. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we could do that while we wind down here, because I've had some I've been doing a lot of writing recently as well.
Yeah, let's do an actual little mini writing thing for another, I don't know if it's another half hour or whatever.
Sweet.
But yeah, so let me see if I can even say some of my issues. So with Percival, it's 8 adventures. I've been really close to finishing it. I'm on the last 2 are like a 2-parter, so 7 and 8. I've kind of been writing those, and I've mentioned in the past, I'm a little bit worried about if it's like Jumping the Shark, or it's like Surf Dracula in a way where episodes 1 through 6 are all pretty standard swashbucklings, chivalry, knighthood adventure,
Cool.
sword fighting, horses, blah blah blah. And then I kind of was thinking I would do this from the beginning, but then I am aware that it's like navigating it can have some issues. But I want 7 and 8 to actually have some like kind of like quote unquote magic in it. And so, and I was saying even some like some dungeon crawling And so
Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
so in 7, what happens is there's kind of a new Grail that gets introduced, and it's almost like Grail versus Grail. And so one Grail,
2 Grails?
yeah, so there's like 2 Grails. There's like an imposter Grail basically.
Yeah, here, pull
And
this up while we talk about it.
yeah, and one brings back people from the dead, and one is just the true Grail. It just like heals you. And so immediately Percival is skeptical of the one that brings back people from the dead.
All right, that
Like,
sounds evil.
yeah, like we've
Here, pull
talked
up your
about.
art. I got your art here shared.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, some Percival stuff. And PRCVL Percival. So I kind of know that at some point in this 7 and 8 double issue, the fact that I introduced this Warring Grail that does bring people back to life, there it introduces this question of where do they go when they're dead? And it's, you kind of want to interview someone who's been brought back by this Grail. And so the
Yeah.
first thing he does is like, this kid gets brought back, and well, I think the first one to get brought back is like a guy, like kind of this street performer guy. So Percival, they actually are keeping him tied up because they're just a little bit worried about what even happened to him. They're kind of trying to figure out what the deal is. He ends up escaping, and so that becomes an issue, kind of. But so they aren't even quite getting their answers. But then eventually, I'm like, okay, I think where he goes is essentially quote unquote the underworld, and Percival is going to go there in this issue. Like he's
Cool.
going to go into the underworld, and it's going to be
Awesome.
cool. So then this kind of brings the question of like it's been established that if you just die and the Grail brings you back, and then it turns out you do get brought back, kind of like you don't get brought back fully. You get brought back either a little crazy or like cursed or whatever. And then the true Grail can heal you. So if you have both Grails, you can kind of bring people back with no issues almost. But if you just have one Grail, if you just have the Death Grail.
So do they have to drink from the Grail?
Yeah, or like, I think people can literally just like splash it on you.
Splash the water. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's one way you get to the underworld is you die. You can, and I was kind of writing this as I go. I had some ideas, but then I kind of hit this point. There's a couple of problems. So, so one of them is Percival at the point where he's kind of in a dead end. They're stuck. The only way to go then at this point is to go to the underworld. There's like more options of how they can like survive.
Yeah.
So he volunteers to go, and I kind of written like, okay, so then he almost has this conversation with the people he's with. They're like, so how do you want us to do it? And he's like, I don't know, just like stab me in the heart, I guess. They stab him in the heart and he dies. He goes to the underworld. And then they're going to say, like, we'll pull you back in 30 seconds. So you'll get to know what it's like. You'll come back and we have both Grails. So we'll hit you with both Grails. You'll be good. And then you'll go under again and then you'll know. And so we're going to do some scouting missions. But the second he goes under, they lose the Death Grail. So they can't bring him back.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So he's stuck down there. But so that's all fun, like definitely up shit creek without a paddle, classic fun trope, whatever.
Yeah.
But I definitely felt immediately like some tension around this idea that Percival is gonna just kill himself to enter the underworld. Even if it's a last ditch effort, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a way that a hero would enter the underworld, So does that like sit well with you, or can you does that ring a bell or anything, or?
I know what you're saying. I don't see it as an issue. You have the self-sacrifice thing there, and it is heroic because there's a chance that he just dies, as long as it's serving the greater good, and you could frame it as a sacrifice, build the tension of like, all right, this has to happen. One of us has to do this because all this shit is going down around us. The more frantic you can make it feel, it will make Percival seem more heroic, I think, because he's volunteering. self-sacrifice. So you could have like whatever is going on around them in the moment of him deciding to do this, and then that leads to the Grail being kicked away from the group or whatever. And then you could just, have one of his buddies do the Weekend at Bernie's to Percival the whole time, dragging his body around, while they're on the adventures. That could be a little comic relief as well.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to have the ability to explore.
Yeah.
Is like almost like voodoo, like your body is somewhere and you got to take care of that too while you're in the undead or underworld. Yeah, and Teachy says, is there a path to the world? Something like Dante? Yeah, we'll get to that. So I haven't even got to like the main problem. Like it's funny, like every solution created more problems. And I ended up kind of like going back to the drawing board a little bit, but I'll talk you guys through some more. So yeah, with this though, the imagery was kind of bothering me of like, how he gets to the underworld. It feels a little weird that he just like has to either kill himself or get killed. And so I was like, okay, what about this? What if because within this, part of the idea of the underworld too is like, it's called Inner Sanctum, and it's this ancient kind of like city-ish castle thing that has since fallen down, but there were 3 huge towers at one point.
Yeah.
And then the underworld is this inverted, but the towers are still there. So the towers go down underneath.
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's also like there's this mycelium, this is a trope, almost like borderline video game trope that I am still using. I haven't kicked it out yet. But yeah, it's kind of infested by this like bubbling tendril stuff. And so I was like, what if, and the tendril stuff kind of represents like this god-ish kind of force that's antithetical to the Grail kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, what if to get to the underworld, it's almost like the Matrix, but medieval style, but you use the mycelium and of the 3 towers is each representative of this god of the devotion thing. And they all have these uplink jack points where the mycelium will jack into your head and that takes you to the underworld. So then you'd have 2 ways to get to the underworld at this point. One is you just die, but this way you can actually go without dying. So like people might want to do it. So I started writing with this idea in mind. I eventually abandoned this idea too. But at this point I have 2 ways into the underworld. And then the problem is I actually needed like a 3rd way because there's this witch who lives in the inner recesses of Inner Sanctum. And she is like the ultimate secret society that she can actually convene with the underworld. And she was the one who passed the Death Grail into the real world to kind of set some of these things in motion. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of in contact with the main bad god who's been taken over by this bad force. And his name is Amto. And so she has a 3rd way where I think I had her jacking in too, but so maybe there's only 2 ways. But it was getting like complicated and weird. And I was having to explain the rules. I'm like, okay, if you jack in, you're not dead. There's you in the real world. And then you jack in as a ghost. But then if you die in the real world, then it's the same. That's the way you can enter too. So like, what if both things happen? I'm like, okay, then you're not a ghost. Then you're a regular guy. Then you can't come back at that point except with the Death Grail. But if you jack in, so I literally had to make all these rules just to make all this work.
Yeah.
And so then my mom came over, I think it was yesterday. And she's a good person to talk to about this for some reason. She's a very creative person. Mm-hmm. And I do feel comfortable talking to her about this kind of stuff. So I was telling her kind of everything I've told you, that like, now I have all these rules. There's multiple ways into the underworld. I wish there was just one. But it kind of has to be seemingly at least 2, unless I just want, like Percival to, if he can just kill himself or whatever. I'm like, maybe that's it. She's like, that's a little weird if he has to just kill himself. And she's like, yeah, the jacking in seems weird. And then she's like, what if it's like a tunnel, just like a cool tunnel? And which is exactly what Teachy said earlier in the comments.
Well, that would be like, I mean, in Greek mythology, you can find Chiron, the ferryman, and take a trip to the underworld, through the River of Styx. Like mortals can do that. And doesn't Odysseus go to the underworld in the Odyssey?
Yeah. And
Right.
they do it kind of the same way where you almost walk there. Yeah, like you like enter
Yeah, he
it.
travels and he meets
There's no jacking in, there's no
Achilles.
teleporting, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I think that's basic and expected. You know, I think that's the easy way of doing it, which is
Yeah.
fine. Um, I I think if Percival does die, it can be framed as an act of sacrifice, and then by way of both grails could be brought back by the Grail of the Dead, and then his soul can be reattached or replenished or with the regular Grail. I'd
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear that and that is almost the most simple. Yeah, it would kind of be almost like my first idea. And the thing that made me second guess is the imagery of him killing himself being antithetical to a hero, which I still, because I just picture having to draw it. And versus actually, yeah, if you picture him entering a threshold into the underworld, like a tunnel or whatever, it does
Mhm.
kind of feel cool. And then I can still do the tunnel closes behind him. So you still get like the cool feeling of up shit creek without a paddle or
Yeah.
whatever.
And then I think his body being a variable through the rest of the story can be fun to play with as a writer and fun to see how creative you get as a reader. And then like maybe he doesn't kill himself. Maybe he asks his buddy to, and then his buddy is like, I don't want to kill you. Like, am I going to be damned for killing you? And, and then if you do it in a certain way, you could build up that pressure of them arguing about it. And then it has to happen. So one of the two things happens and then he winds up dead, and then you could, if that creates a loose end with one of them feeling like their souls are damned, if you're going that theological route, maybe the Grail then cleanses them of that sin. I don't know how, if it's going to be that deep or not, but
Yeah.
so
Yes.
there's ways to play around with that.
Yeah, so I'll see because I'm still a little bit in the weeds. I feel like I have it in a good place where I'm actually kind of happy with it now, but
Yeah.
it's still a little bit in the weeds where it has rules where, yeah, like the witch, she was using the tunnels, this like there's 3 entries, yeah, and she was using it and she can communicate with Amto this way. And then if people are dying, then yeah, you project to the underworld and you have a ghost form, but your body stays above, and the Death Girl will bring your ghost back. But
Right.
Percival's down there not as a ghost because there is no second him at this point if he goes through the tunnel.
Right.
And so there's like some stuff. So they're wondering like he actually has the Death Grail in the underworld, and I'm at the point now where they're like, okay, what happens if we hit a ghost with the Death Grail instead of a body? We know if you hit a body, it pulls the ghost back to the body.
Right.
But if you hit a ghost, what happens? And I think it's the same exact thing, but it's from the reverse direction. So
The opposite.
like it returns the ghost to the body still. So that's this is if I do this, but this is what I think I am going to do is like, it's actually a pretty powerful weapon in the underworld because they're just like splashing enemies with it and they disappear.
They just vanish because they
Yeah.
get resurrected.
But then above, yeah, they're waking up
Right.
above and they're like cursed even still unless they hit.
Yeah,
the
that could be fun
true
too.
Grail. So like some of that's like kind of fun. But yeah, and then there was one other thing I was going to maybe tell you about this like system and death underworld grail stuff. I can't remember or yeah, so I don't know. That I was able to like tell you most of like that's a funny process of like having to work through these problems to even get it to the point where you can kind of start trying to write the story. Some of
Yeah.
it is like figuring out the rules or whatever. Yeah, and this idea that there's the Grail. Oh yeah, I was gonna have. There's people who have died before that they're down there as ghosts, and some of them are friends, some of them are enemies. This is like the Odyssey, even, or a little bit early.
Yeah.
You get to meet some of these people again, and there's one who's like a rival of Percival's. It's a person from Atlantis, is where he had initially steals the Grail way south, which isn't part of the story, but she's actually coming after him. She's like a mercenary, and she ends up dying, but she's down there. So they're like kind of, they have a mutual respect or whatever, like Hercules and Xena kind of.
Yeah.
And so they are going to team up and do this thing at one point. I think they might, maybe they're just going to fight Ampto even or something, but and she's like been kind of powered up. She's been blessed by one of the few gods who hasn't been taken over by this like negative force.
Mhm.
And so her and Percival, so she has wings because she got this blessing from the flight god, and they're gonna fight Ampto. And then as soon as they're about to fight, the witch knows that because she's kind of keeping track of both worlds, so she resurrects her, so she gets pulled back. So Percival has to fight alone.
Oh,
And then
okay, cool.
and then he's definitely not gonna be able to like win that fight. That would be one where he wins like later on, but it's definitely like,
That's cool. She gets yoinked back out of the underworld.
yeah, at the worst possible moment kind of thing.
And then are we going to reconvene with her on Earth?
Yeah, so you're kind of following plot lines of the world above, the world below, and yeah, keeping it so they got clear goals of what they're trying to do. And yeah, like at one point, I think the way I have it now, that's like the people above, they're like stuck. They're almost like just trapped, but you can open doors in the world above from the underworld. So that's kind of their only goal initially, is we just got to open this one door that will, then our friends above won't be trapped anymore.
Yeah.
And so
I
that's
mean,
like a simple goal. But
you're playing with the like an invisible space again, like you did in Hotel Story with the mirror space.
yeah, I know. I'm trying not to repeat hopefully too much, but I realize this is like all I do is like come up with these little rule systems and try to have fun with them.
The
and how
rules,
much
yeah,
you
that's
can play
right.
with it. But I did notice, yeah, with this one it was funny because I started doing the rule thing and it was like so complicated. And
Yeah.
I was kind of writing it and I'm like 2 pages of explanation. And I was like, you know what? Like, and this came up when I was talking to my mom too. I'm like, there's some stuff where you don't even need to explain it because people just get it. Like actually like the tunnel to the underworld, like you're
Yeah.
saying, it's like you don't even need to say anything. And I'm like, she's like, that's the best. If you don't need to explain. I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. So,
Yeah, it's the most concise and clear, I think.
yeah, yep. So I don't
Cool.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was working on this an upcoming project that I'm doing a short for, and I did a lot of pre-work with character designs and descriptions and origins and personalities, and now it's time to like I'm actually written a scene and basically half of a script, and the first time doing dialogue for the character and narration, which I think a lot of the times narration or like internal dialogue, internal monologue can give you a better sense of the character's voice because it's them, how they're speaking in their head. And that I found that really helped me nail the voice of the character so far. So I think, we'll see how it goes. But I made, think he's pretty unique to any other characters that I've written before, where he's very blue collar and nonchalant with his explanation of things, which I'm excited about. And
Cool. That sounds like could be some humor a little bit.
yeah, there's definitely gonna be some humor in it, and hopefully the way his exposition is laid out, it's funny how malazy he is. Is that a word?
How malazy?
Yeah.
how much malaise he exemplifies.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that works. But yeah, like he's explaining, talking about another character, and I'm trying to make it so like the reader could tell he doesn't care, and he doesn't care to be specific or intricate with his explanations, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm like, I think that's a breakthrough with this character.
Yeah. Nice. That sounds
Malaise.
cool. That's fun. Yeah. So that's like the dopamine can come when you're like, making these strides. And a lot of it is
Yeah.
like when you hit a point where, yeah, you can see kind of a path forward. That feels good.
Mhm.
And yeah, it can be, there's points of where it's borderline hopeless that feel kind of bad. Like I was not feeling good when I had 2 pages of explanation just to talk about the 3 different ways you could get to the underworld and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah,
Yeah, well,
now
the
it's at a place I kind of like it a little more.
That's good. Yeah, the thing that I'm writing has like a specific page count. You know, it's pretty short. So kind of like the issue 0 I did. So I got to be concise with this, you know. And a lot of that internal monologue happens on a double page spread, which is risky to put in something so short, but I think it's going to pay off because it's going to
Yeah.
act as like the title page. We can get credits on there, and then we can have a good amount of narration boxes with a big image. That because on spreads like that, especially if it's like one image spread and a title page, if you have no dialogue or narrative boxes on the page, your reader is just going to glaze over that. Like they're going to look at that cool image, read the title and the credits, and then they're going to turn the page. So what I've realized is you could actually slow down the pace, giving them more time to look at the detail of the page and something for their brain to do, you know, read the narrative boxes. So it actually, you get more out of your reader's time with a shorter story, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, sounds fun. I'm looking forward to that. It's fun working with, like half into the limited resources of 50
For sure.
pages,
Yeah, I think it helps a lot.
making sure it pops or whatever.
All right, what was that
We-
super chat? Meme?
Yeah, memes up. I'm waiting. Oh yeah, I think okay, it just went up.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna get it here. Yeah.
That's good. This has been a, you know, a nice brief show.
Yeah.
I've
And I
been
like
liking
when
it.
they're like kind of useful to me. Like I would kind of do something like this even if there's no audience to like talk a little bit about some writing stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But
A little brainstorming. It's
Yeah.
definitely like what you're saying, your conversation with your mom. Those conversations are so helpful when you're able to air out what is in your head so you could hear it yourself, you know, in the world, and then also get some feedback instantly from someone.
yeah.
Um,
I noticed that like sometimes I'll do it on a live stream, but like saying stuff out loud helps a ton.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And yeah, because you can catch like little for me if it's like this rule type stuff, I can make sure it helps me iron it all out so it actually like fits or whatever.
You know, I got an idea for the story I was just telling you about, because I have one character who's kind of like dangling, and I need to find out a motivation and reason this character is where they are at. Before the stream, I watched the Spider-Man Noir show, just came out this week.
Yeah.
On Paramount, and I watched the first episode, which I guess more than one episode is out. I loved it. It was so cool. The shots were really cool. There's an option between watching it in black and white or watching it in color. I chose the black and white. Nicolas Cage is great in it. The world they've built in that, just the intro to the prelude to the starting credits of Spider Noir is like, it went to the credits and I'm like, dude, I'm hooked. This is awesome. Like, this is so cool. It's super noir. gumshoe detective stuff with Spider-Man in it. I would highly recommend checking out the first episode. So just from that, I'm like, oh, I got an idea that helped me with the stuff I'm working on.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, when you get a
Yeah.
little inspiration, that is definitely fun. Yeah, is it a little silhouette-y at all with the noir, or was it any of that?
A little bit, but I mean, it's straight up like, Marlowe detective stuff is, when you hear his narration at the beginning of the episode and they set up the whole world just in that intro. Like, where he's at in his life. And it's really good storytelling from the get-go.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So here we go. We got film crew Napoleon.
He's the
Back
director.
Rooms.
Awesome.
It's not even close to a satisfying ending, and I kind of hate it. Napoleon director parte. Nosferatu in the background.
Look at
Harambe.
this. We're in the locker room?
Secret sports talk with Parent Phil. That's awesome.
Hail Harambe. Look at that guy. He knew too
You
much.
don't care about global warming? They don't know diddly about sports.
Who is that? Is that Kobe?
That's Kobe. That's someone else who I can't think of.
Is that
big-
Kareem or not Kareem?
No, it's the other legendary big guy. Can't think of his name right. He scored 100 points.
Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah, that's Wilt Chamberlain.
Is it really?
Yeah.
See, I know about sports. Not really.
Nice.
What's Harambe say?
I'm projecting into the future.
If only. Some cool masks back there. Posters hanging up. Nosferatu poster in the back.
All right, I'll read mine. This is Secret Sports Talk with Pear. You just eat cake that's shaped like people. You know what that reminds me of? Billy the Kid and blah, blah, blah. They're the worst floppers. They'll get trained to flop. Steve Jobs was a very righteous elite. Everyone got their signature. Give him a spin-off. He has to either kill himself or get killed. Sweet. Here you go.
All right, look at me. I like my shirt. Oh, you got a mic as well in front of you.
Yeah.
I think we're
Nice.
recording the podcast in the locker room. All right. Is this technically the creative bus? I'm pretty sure Jackson Pollock was a psyop. He was probably like top 10 comedic actors during the 90s. He dressed up like a woman in Mrs. Doubtfire. She gets yoinked back out of the underworld. All the zombies get hypnotized and turned into simps. It's a good documentary. She's dead, though. The world is different.
Sweet. All right. I got to unshare and then queue up the bonus ones I think are ready.
Yeah, it is a good documentary. Go watch it. I think it's called Love Has Won, or just search Mother God documentary.
Okay.
And it happened not too long ago, like 2019. Crazy. See, Moromi. There's still memes. You don't want to leave now. Bonus memes just posted. Okay. The bus.
Is that Kelsey Shannon's drawing? Somebody
It
walking?
looks like a Kelsey Shannon drawing. I hope we
Yeah.
don't hit that person. This
Yeah.
is sad. I miss Jake and Irene being in the
Yeah,
bus
we're
with us.
we're going through Silent Hill. Maybe
Oh,
we got a letter from them telling us to come to our special place. And so we go to Silent Hill
Yeah.
and we're like, we gotta
Oh,
see
I'm
our
doing the
friends.
navigation though.
Yeah, you're riding
I
shotgun.
like that one.
Leaning forward, someone creepy.
Oh no. What is that?
Man,
Oh,
my
I don't
great
like-
grandfather actually ate people. I just want to eat people too.
You're not beating the Furor allegations. I need to get some aloe on my arm. That's true. I could use some. I'm gonna get some. I don't like these realistic versions of us.
Yeah, your head is slightly too big.
Yeah.
And it looks, and I look like Tim and Eric. I look like Eric. No, Tim. I think Tim
Tim
Heidecker,
Heidecker, yeah.
but with brown hair.
Hmm.
Maybe that's my who I kind
I don't think
genetically-
so.
yeah, and there's that pretty lady. Even when she makes that face, she's pretty.
I don't know about that. We're in the back rooms though. Did you notice that? We've
Yeah,
crashed
I'm
through the
excited.
back rooms wall.
We're just hanging in the background rooms. Silent Hill to the back rooms. I like it.
Ooh.
Oh, here's Percival. Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
that is
I
so
can't zoom in
cool.
on it because it's
You gotta blow it up. How do you do that?
I have
Open
to reshare.
open
it's only a
image in
tab.
new tab.
I did that, but now I have to go out and
That's
reshare.
okay. I'll
Okay,
wait.
we can do that, but let's see. That's the last one. Okay, we will do that.
Black winged horse.
Share tab.
Hey, I don't know about that face. When she makes that face,
Oh, I love it.
you shared the wrong tab.
Oh my gosh.
What, Angela? Where have you been? Have you been here the whole time? What's up, Angela?
What's up, Angela?
This is a rare episode of the Creative Block, Creative Bus. Wow, look at him. He's cool. Does he have white hair in the comic, or is it
Yeah.
blonde?
Yeah,
Stu-
this is fun because this is the exact design. Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, man, the design looks really good. I did that. I designed him.
This
I
is
got some good compliments of that too on the comments. People are like, it looks like medieval but modern at the same time. I know people
Yeah.
don't like the word modern, but whatever. It looks sweet. Someone said, I think Dale, I don't know if he's here, but he said it looks like a bomb tech from Iraq, you know?
yeah. Like, what do they call that? Jake Gyllenhaal did a movie where he's a bomb guy.
Yeah.
Some Jarhead or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love characters with white hair
Yeah.
or streaks of white hair.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice. Yeah, this is cool. Having him with an axe. I haven't done that yet. That's sweet.
In fact, my character from Camelot Times, who is an apprentice to Merlin, he has white hair, but he's got a streak of black and red in his hair.
Yeah.
Let's get a close up on the guys at the bottom. There's demons down there. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
they're cool.
Disgusting. Wicked. And it's got the manga lettering too, I think.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Nee.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I might save this for reference because that's a cool. The coloring turned out good too. Kind of the yellowish leather.
Yeah. Variant cover.
Yeah.
Just draw over it.
Oh, sweet. Cool. All right. So we're kind of wrapping up. We might end the stream here any minute now, really. But what else is new? What do we do before we leave? Anything?
We gotta do a little shout out again to our boy Carnal and Jake, who's funding right now. Pull this up. We're still at 66, 28 days to go. Jake is traveling right now. He doesn't have a lot of time to promo this, but share it around if you guys have not backed it yet. I'm sure you guys already backed it because you guys went wild and backed the first weekend. Insane. Let's keep it going. Spread the news. Lots of stuff to grab on here. Lots of add-ons. I got to go in and grab this Panel Breakers standee that's available here only as an add-on. So if you guys just grab books, you could still update your backer and grab the standees, all that awesome stuff. And you could read the first 10 pages on Global Comics. I'm sure there's a link on here somewhere to grab to read that. I read that last week. It was awesome. Great cover, great artwork, fun story. Go support it. Yeah, we need 69 backers.
Yeah, let's get to 69. Jake's book. None of us have a book except Jake right now. Next week, Phil will be throwing his hat in the ring again, which would be
That's
sweet. We're
right.
all excited
Yeah.
for that.
But until then, we'll be doing shouting out this guy. Yeah, I'll shout him. I got to show Brandon this campaign tomorrow. So my brother's back. We'll be doing a stream tomorrow as well. Be showing off some cool stuff for next week's big launch.
Cool. All right. Anything else? I don't even know.
I don't think so. I think that might be it. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Has Camel been in the chat? No one's seen Camel.
No,
Sad.
I haven't seen Camel.
He did an update. Go check out his update.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to end it here in a second. Hang out for just a second, Phil.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Tune in tomorrow. Be safe.
Yeah. All right. See. Bye, everyone.